And tensions between the U.S. and China over Taiwan show few signs of easing as we head into the new year. Taiwan is on high alert ahead of presidential and parliamentary elections on January 13th. Now there's word of an ominous warning China's president reportedly gave President Biden during last month's APEC summit. So what does all of this mean for Taiwan and the U.S.? NewsNation's Joe Khalil joins us live from Washington with more. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Kelly. So we do have a bit of unsettling news. It's really a lot for a number of different things relating to China. We'll start with that new bit of information you just referenced. It was first reported by NBC that President Xi directly said to President Biden when they met last month that China was going to take over Taiwan. It was just a matter of when, and that President Xi said they wanted to do it preferably peacefully, which leaves the door open for a hostile takeover or an invasion. Now, we've known that that's been a goal of China's, but for one leader to say it directly and bluntly to the other in that way, that is certainly alarming. So you take that in itself. We've not been able, by the way, to independently confirm that conversation happened, but what we have confirmed is Congressman Mike Gallagher, the chairman of the Select Committee on China, has been raising the alarm bells this week, sending a letter to the Deputy Secretary of Defense, Kathleen Hicks, writing that he feels the department needs to be a bit more prepared and more flexible when it comes to preparing for a potential armed conflict with China, saying here in his letter, today's challenges must force us to adopt and think outside the box. If delays are preventing vital weapons from being delivered to Taiwan, we must be creative in putting together capabilities, using our weapons and assets already in our inventory to continue to help Taiwan. I want to also talk about the fact that the committee itself ran a war game, which is essentially a simulation. What would happen if there is an armed conflict between China and the United States with respect to Taiwan? And the war game found that the United States would run out of some pretty serious long-range munitions in less than a week. So that was very concerning as well. Now, back here on Capitol Hill, obviously there's been this package we've been talking about for weeks now, border aid along with aid for Israel and Ukraine. In that package that's being negotiated is money for Taiwan, but it's not nearly as much, and it's not getting as much attention as some of the other conflicts that the U.S. is dealing with now. So we talked to Senator Warner, Mark Warner, a Democrat here in the Senate, and asked him whether there was enough attention being paid to Taiwan, and his response is that the best way to deter China and to help Taiwan is to defeat Russia with respect to Ukraine. Here's his full response.
I've heard about some of these war games. I would not underestimate America's military capabilities. Anybody who does at its own peril. But it's, again, one of the reasons why I think we got to do Ukraine. If after all the comments that have been made by both parties that we're going to stand by Ukraine for as long as it takes, if we desert them now in their hour of need, who would ever believe us going forward? Would the Taiwanese actually ever believe us?
Kelly, it's a bit of a ghost town here in the Senate right now. They are gone for their Christmas break, except for the small handful of senators working on that bill that we're talking about, that big negotiation. They are still here working. We don't expect them to have anything concrete until the new year, but it just shows you the urgency around all of these situations right now, Kelly.
Yeah, well, certainly alarming. All right, Joe Khalil, thank you.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.